sitting comfortably.
Then we'll begin.
Well, hello everyone, welcome to Life on Board, Amy Jo. We're actually videoing this a couple of days after we left Birmingham, didn't we?
Yes.
We just didn't have time. We were too busy strolling around Birmingham. But this particular vlog is about our trip from Tipton on the BCN, or the British Canal Network old line, on our way into Birmingham. So it's quite interesting, wasn't it?
Yes, it was good. At Tipton, the water was so clear. You could see all the fish swimming around, the water lilies. It was really quite nice.
Yeah, in actual fact, we actually saw a fish. It was probably about yay long, which would be about a foot long. And we think it was a pike. It certainly looked like a pike as far as I'm concerned, but that's just how clear the water was. And hundreds of tiny little minnow-looking things, wasn't there? And the lilies, there's so many lilies in the water. They must be acting like a filter to keep it clean. So,
see how long it stays clear for, though, whether it stays clear up until Birmingham.
Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? So if you're sitting comfortably, we'll get this going, shall we? Today's journey sees us leaving Tipton, passing several junctions along the way on the old BCN work line. We pass Tipton Junction, Braids Hall Junction, Oldbury Junction, Spon Lane Junction, Engine Arm Junction, Winston Green Junction, and we end up finishing off outside the Sea Life Centre in the centre of Birmingham. Well, we've left our mooring now at Tipton. We've had a lovely night there, no problems at all. Had a good night's sleep, although I was woke early. So now we're continuing our journey, hopefully into Gas Street, or near Gas Street. It's about a 5-hour cruise this morning, so weather's not looking too brilliant. There's lots of grey cloud. It has already rained this morning, but we'll see how we go, shall we? We're just coming up to Tipton Junction, and if it wasn't for the signpost, it could be very easily missed, but down that little cutting by the tank there is the way into the Black Country Museum. It's a very narrow stretch through there. We've been down there before, and it's well worth a visit, the museum. But today we're carrying on the BCN old line, and we're going to go this way. It's interesting that the sign back there says Stourbridge Canal via Dudley Tunnel. Well, you can't actually do the Dudley Tunnel anymore. I forgot to mention, as we came round Tipton Junction, we'd only ever got as far as the Black Country Museum, turned around and went back. So from now on, it's all new waters for Amy Jo, Chris and myself, and Smudge, bless him. And he's really enjoying the new scenery. He's up there on the boat on his usual spot. Chris is in tank commander mode, and we're quite enjoying seeing all this new scenery, so let's just hope it stays dry. Just down through here is a little cul-de-sac called Tividale Quays, and it's the site of what used to be a galvanising works. But obviously the site has been long cleared, and this housing estate has now sprung up on the site. It actually looks really nice along this stretch, and there just seems to be a path cut through all the lilies where the boats have gone. It's a bit like going into Liverpool, really, I guess. Just over the parapet of this bridge, I don't know if you can see it in the distance, is Netherton Tunnel. Now, we went down that a couple of years ago, and this old branch of the BCN crosses over the top of it. We're just coming up to Braids Hall Junction. Now this arm links the old BCN line that we're on with the new BCN line, which was later built. Now, I've seen this stretch of canal so many times on TV programmes and other vlogs, and I often wondered what it'd be like to go under here. Well, this is actually the M5 above us, coming out of Birmingham, and we're actually going to be running underneath this for probably about half an hour. It's really surreal. This is a place to be if it's chucking it down the rain, I've got to say. This junction here is Oldbury Junction, and it's an arm that takes you down through some locks down into Langley. Looks like it's still navigable. Man, that was a bit of a heart thumper. Didn't think we were going to get under this bridge. Woo.
Not a lot of clearance, is
Not a lot of clearance under here. I've got about 2 inches above the Wi-Fi aerial, and I've just realised I've got all the bikes on the roof, and I did wonder whether we were going to get under it.
My goodness.
We're just coming up to a section now where the green bridge, or the low green bridge, is actually a railway line. We're on a canal, and that's the M5 above and to the left. 3 modes of transport over the ages. Train! Below us, I believe, is the BCN new line. With a boat on it. Tell me what's wrong with this sign. It says Birmingham to the right. No, it isn't. These locks that we just passed are the locks that bring you up from the new line that we saw as we went over it. This is Summit Tunnel, and it's a welcome relief from the rain actually. It's going to be dry in here, maybe we should sit in here until the rain stops. We just passed the Smethwick pumping station, and its purpose was to pump water up from the new line below it to this line to maintain the level because of the locks that we're going to be passing to rejoin the new line. We're now at the summit of a group of 3 locks called the Smethwick locks, and these 3 locks take us down where we join the new line. So the old line and the new line now merge into the old line, and Chris has just gone off to set the first one, which we hope is in our favour because a boat has just gone the other way. This is what's known as the engine arm, and it crosses over the new line, and they've now instated moorings at the far end of this, so you could actually moor up in there overnight. Now you can see why the engine arm bridge is always lovely looking, with its wrought ironwork underneath supporting it. It's literally an iron trough. It's absolutely gorgeous. Well, that's a pleasant change. It's nice to be going downhill rather than uphill. This is the first of the 3 Smethwick locks.
While Steve's at the top lock, I thought I'd just take a walk down to the new line of the BCN. It's very quiet along here as well. That way. Okay. Now I'll walk back up. They're very close together. Let's walk back up, Smudge. Get him to pull me back up the hill. Steve will wonder where I've got to. And there we go. Steve's obviously down in the bottom of the lock. I shall go and sort him out.
It's the bridge lady. that's it, that's the last of the 3 Smethwick lots. So now it's down to Smethwick Junction. And this is it, Smethwick Junction. This is where the new line rejoins the old line. So from now on, it's the original canal all the way along. I'm taking it slow because you never know if the boat's coming in the opposite direction, in the other direction. But this way is the way to Birmingham. And that's the new line coming in from Wolverhampton. Now this is actually a man-made island in the middle of the canal. Now Colin on Foxes Afloat mentioned this. This would have been a toll collection point. There would have been a toll house built in the middle of this, and boats would have been measured for their cargo, and they would have had to pay the toll. And if you look very carefully, you can just about make out the footings of the old toll house just coming up here. Look, would have been smack in the middle. Well, we finally made it. We're in Birmingham proper. This is the town centre. Just behind us here you'll see the famous little roundabout. And Amy Jo is moored up just down there. Building is what they call the Cube. It's supposed to be a restaurant. Now whenever I've seen pictures of video of this, I've always thought it was 180 degrees the other way. It's not in the direction I thought it was, because under there and to the left is where Amy Jo is. Well, that's it for this one, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. It's certainly very interesting coming into Birmingham, and we couldn't wait to get the mooring lines tied up and get to have a wander around the town. We stayed there for a couple of days, and we had a good walk around the town, didn't we, love?
We did, and we'll leave you with some pictures that we took of the town whilst we were wandering around.
Yeah.
I think we did have a few comments on the live feed that it wasn't as busy as what people expected it to be, but it was quite nice for us. We like it like that.
Yeah.
So enjoy the pictures, and along with those you'll hear a song, I Can't Find Brummagen, sung by John Wilkes. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, and Brummagen is an old local term for Birmingham. That's what the locals call it. So enjoy the show, and we'll see you next time. And thank you for subscribing. Thanks for your comments and all the good stuff, and your thumbs up and everything else. And we'll see you next time on Life on Board Amy Jo. Enjoy.
Bye.
Full 20 year and more have passed since I left Brummagen, but I set out for home at last, to good old Brummagen. But every place is altered so there's hardly a place that I would know. It fills my heart with grief and woe, I can't find Brummagen. As I was walking down, I our street as used to be in Brummagen. I knowed nobody I did meet, there's no one there in Brummagen. And Spatial Street's the great unknown, and so the old church stands alone. And poor old I stands here to groan, I can't find Brummagen. On Fridays to the ship ashore, we'd set sail for Brummagen. From the ship to Snobs we'd go once more, the heady nights of Brummagen. And though it all feels safer now, this cleanliness won't do somehow. This Digbeth here I wouldn't know, I miss the rogues of Brummagen. Well, I remember one John Grousey Buckles made in Brummagen. He lived himself a country house to be out the smokes of Brummagen. And though John's country house stands still, the town itself walked up the hill. Now he lives beside a smoky mill in the middle of the streets of Brummagen. Among the changes that abound in good old Brummagen, may trade and happiness be found in good old Brummagen. And though no ship ashore we've got in Spatial Street's a coffee shop, may we always have enough for a cup of milk within Brummagen.